Wasting any time, let me introduce myself. My name is Ravant. Welcome to my channel Be Anonymous. Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Be Anonymous. In this video I am going to create a snake game using Python 3 programming language, and I am using pygame module. And without wasting any time, let's get into our code. This is our pygame window. Before creating or going into the game, let me say the blueprint of the game. Now we have to install pygame. To install the pygame, we simply go into the terminal and write the command pip install pygame. When I do it, you can see you can install the pygame. Here I have already installed pygame, so there is no required of installing it again. Then now get into our blueprint. First I will create a screen in which it contains the snake and fruit. Then I will create an object of snake and fruit. Then after I will write a function. The functions are like when the snake eats the fruit, the length of the snake will be increased, and when the snake collides with itself, the game will be over, or when it touches the borders, the game will be over. In this way I will create my code lines. Now first step, if you are doing any project or creating any kind, the main first step we have to remember is we have to import the required module. Here my required module is pygame. Then after I will use pygame.init, which represent of unlocking all the modules. Pygame consists of lot of modules like music, recordings, etc., and all will be unlocked by simply writing the command pygame.init. As I earlier said, my first step is creating the display, so I will write screen variable and pygame.display.set mode. In set mode I have to give the width and height. So width for now I will give it as 600 and height as 600. Let's go. Then after I have to create a loop. As I said, pygame uses a loop, so when I write this loop, I am making here while true, I am creating an infinite loop. In this infinite loop, whenever I create an infinite loop, it should be running so on, so I have to stop that loop. For stopping it I have to use some of the event, so for that I am using the event loop. For event in pygame.event.get, in this if the event type is equal to pygame.quit, then pygame should be quit. Here I don't know, pygame.quit is inverse of pygame.init. I do not prefer to use pygame.quit because most of the time it will not work when we are doing a complicated coding or making the pygame much more classes. So I prefer of using sys.exit, which is simpler and easier method. As sys is another module, I have to import it. I will write the command sys. That's it. And the last step is whenever we are updating or changing our screen, we have to use the pygame.update method. Pygame.display.update. I have updated the display. When I run this, here you go, this is our screen with nothing implemented. This is our width and this will be our height and width. Let's go. I do not prefer of using this width and height. Let's suppose if we use a grids in our game, as grids are more simpler and we can put a block type of items in our grid. So I will create a grid of size which is equal to 20, and the number of grids I will give it as 30, and then after if you multiply these two we will get same as 600 grid size and grid number same grid size into grid number, and I will change the screen to be blue color. So screen dot fill color pygame dot sorry color, and give it as sky blue. Here I have to use the timer. For that, time equal to pygame dot time dot clock I have used, and here time dot tick. Here I have to give frame rate. In frame rate I will get as 60 per second, which is the normal frame rate we are giving in our pygame. When I run this, the screen is filled with blue color. That's it, guys. Now we have successfully created our screen with grids. Now our next step is creation of fruit and snake. For that I will use the class fruit. When I use this one, here I will initiate. I have using initiate self x and giving it as random position of x, random from 0 to grid number, then self dot y same from 0 to grid number. And now I'm going to use a vector 2D. Why I am using the vector 2D? Because in vector addition it makes us more simpler to add anything. If suppose I am using the lists or array, I have to implement in such a way that A0, A1, A2, and which make me more difficult. If I for suppose I am adding 1 to x-axis, I have to represent A0 plus 1 that equal to something. Then I have to remain the y-axis constant, so I have to don't change that y-axis, so I have to write a1 equal to 1, so it may make me much difficult. So using the vector 2D, we can simply do our vector addition. So I will import from pygame import vector 2D vector 2. Then here I have to give another variable self dot pos, where I will give the x-axis to be my self dot x and y-axis to be self dot y. Here you go. Now I have to create self dot x and self dot y. I have successfully done this. Now I will create a object. I have to draw that object. For that I will use def draw fruit. Now in this one I will take a fruit rect, then I will get as pygame dot rect, and in this I have to give the parameters width, height in x comma y comma width comma height, and width and height will be our grid size. So grid size comma grid size. That's it. And the x-axis and y-axis, here I will represent x position that will be equal to self dot pos dot x, and then in y position I will represent self dot pos dot y. Wait a minute. sorry, here I have done a mistake. Here I have to write grid size. Now you will get it. Here I have to write self dot post dot y. That's it. Now here I have to give the parameters x position, y position. We have successfully done it. Oh sorry, it is not range. Here not range, I have to use a random module. So import random dot random. Here random dot random. Now everything is okay, I think so. Here we have to give rect. Now it is okay, and also it will give us implicit error if we do not represent in a form of int. So I will give int. Now here also I will give int. That's it. And now I will draw this one by using pygame dot draw dot rect, and in this one I will draw it on the screen, and I have to give the color. Suppose I am giving the color to be red, and here fruit dot rect. That's it. Now I will call I will create an object. Here fruit is equals to fruit object, and over here I will write fruit dot draw fruit. When I run this, here you go, it is in the topmost. When I again run it, it is in next reverse. When I again run it, you'll find the same position. Okay. Actually the mistake here is when I use this command x position self dot pos dot x, it says that suppose I give the x to be 5 and y to be 5, it thinks I am giving a position in 5 pixels away from that, but actually I am using the grids to represent it. So I have to multiply it to grid size. When I do this, now if I run this, yes, you can see it is here. When I again run it, it is somehow here. Yes, now our class fruit is ready. Let me close it. Okay, now I will create a class snake in the same way. Class snake, no need of doing it, class snake, and function initiate. Now in the fruit we have taken only one block, but for snake I am taking 3 blocks. So self dot body and vector 2 10,20 vector 2. Now I have to decrement by 1 9,20. Now vector 2 8,20. That's it. Then after I have to draw it. So draw snake. Here I will give for block in self dot body and block rect equal to pygame dot rect, and the same x-axis will get block dot x. We have to do the same thing. So We have completed it. Now we have to call that I am creating an object, snake object. Snake, created it. Now let me write over here, not screen, snake dot draw snake. When I run it, here you go, this is our snake. It's cool, but we can see there is no movement of the snake. Now we have to draw the directions. Before that, I will tell its small theory. Let us think this three blocks represents, as the three blocks represents the snake. I will consider this block, the vector 2, 8, 20 is my head. Whenever the head follows, the body follows the head. So if I change the direction of head, the body will follow it. In this, taking this as an example, I am going to create further. So let us take self dot direction, and I take as vector 2. Here you go. Now I am using another function. I give it as movement. Now I will take the copy of snake. So copy body equal to accept the head. I will have to take everything. So self dot body accept head, so -1. That is, I have copied it. Now in copy dot body I will insert the head. The head is 0 and plus the self dot direction. Now self dot body equal to copy body everything, so that I have not create the snake again. So I am using this one, self dot body equal to copy dot body. Now before going into and before giving the function in our program, I will to check the speed with which the snake should move. So again I have to use update, and update is equals to user event. Here pygame dot user event. Then here I have to give pygame dot time dot set timer and update. Here I will give 150, so it will be our minimum. Then after here I will write event type. If the event type is equal to update, then snake dot movement. When I run this here, generally I gave the update 150, which I mean the same as of I have given here the frame rate, so that I can control my snake speeds, that everything. Now when I run this, it is showing me an error that insert accept 2 arguments. Okay, I am inserting it the last, so I forgot here giving 0. That's 0 comma 7. When I run it, you can see the snake is moving. Cool, but nothing is, or nothing operation, we can't do any operations. So I have to insert some of the key operations. So for that I am using if event dot type is equal to key down, pygame dot key down. Then if event dot type is equal to pygame dot key upside, then the snake dot direction should change to vector 2 in direction of upside, so it will be 0 comma -1. Then if the same thing, so I will copy over here,
copy, paste it, then paste again, paste again. Instead of this, down, so downwards it will be S. Here, right side x-axis is 1 and this one 0. In the left x-axis is -1 and x-axis remains constant. Here you go.
if I right click upwards, no, we have done some of mistakes. Let me check. The mistake I have done here is, it is not type, it is key. We are pressing the key which represents the keyboard, so be careful while here. That's it. Now when I run it, here you go. Now when I try to eat it, it never happens. It is not happening because I have not given any functions. Also, I didn't give any borders to it, and also I can move backwards, and these right and left curve V keys are working together. I have to fix this all. So for fixing this all, before doing it all, I will give here the collision. So for that, if the snake head, it means snake dot body head is equal to the fruit dot position, then the fruit should reposition. The food should be repositioned. Now I have created it, but I have not defined any function over that. So again I will go into the fruit reposition. Now I will create a function def. Here I will give reposition. It represents same code over here, so I will cut and paste it over here, and simply here I will give self dot reposition. That's it. Now when I do it, you will find that. Let's see. When I do that, see, sorry, that's it. But our length of the snake is not changing. Yes, we have successfully done it, but our length is not changing. So every time I eat the fruit, my length should be changed. So for that, I will use self dot add block, and here I will give, initially it is false. Now I will give here function def add block and self. Now self dot add block is equal to true. Now self dot add block is true. Here it represents same, so I will use if self dot add block is equal to true, one block should be added. So here I will copy it, sorry, cut it and paste over here. Then I will remove it, so that again the self.body will be added. It means head will be added, and I can use else command. Else, same, -1. That's it. We have done this one. Instead of snake, we have itself and 3. But if I eat the snake, I will continuously get the snake length. So for that I have to stop it. After adding one block, it should be stopped. So add block should be to false. Okay, now we have successfully done it. Now we will add here that function. Here you go. In this one, collision on. Now snake dot add block. When I run this, one, see, no, it is showing me an error. Here we have done a small mistake. We have given the function and the parameter has same. So instead of this one, I will write a new. Now when I run this, and instead of add, I will write new block. There you go. When I run this one, now everything should be clear. So yes, you are seeing that the length is being changed. Yes, everything is okay now. Now I have to give the boundary conditions, like, see, now it is coming over there, but so here I have to give the boundary conditions. And also, if the snake touches itself, the game should be completed. For that, again I have to give some of the conditions. So what exactly I am going to do here is, if in the x-axis, if I take 0 to the cell number in between it, the snake is appearing, so there will be no problem. If it exceed it, then it should cut down, means the screen should be offed. Then after, if the block of the snake head touches itself, then again the game should again stop. So here I am giving the condition, if not 0 is less than or equal to snake dot body 0 dot x is less than grid number, or in the y-axis not 0 is less than or equal to snake dot body dot y is less than the grid number, the system to should exit. So let me try it. I have eaten the fruit. When I touch this, yes, the system is exit. Let me try it again. When I go upward, yes, it is same with all other cases. Now let's suppose for block in self dot body from true to everything, because one block called touch itself as we know it. To if condition, I forgot about, if snake dot body is equal to the block, then the system should exist. So there you go. When we do it, run our game snake, Same way. Now we have successfully created our snake and we have done such thing. But if we click on right side, if suppose we are moving upside and if we click down, then it represents the block touches itself, so the game will immediately stop. So for removing that thing, let me show you. Here, see, I am moving in one direction and suddenly click on left side, the game stops. So for removing that, I should write a command such that if I am moving right side, the left side should not work. So here in my code, let's say if snake dot direction should not be equal to vector to 0 comma 1. Here I should take this command, sorry, right over here, and let's say which key I'm using, up 1. Suppose I am using C. The equal to, no, it should not be equal to. So when I try the game error, see, the down key is now, everyone is set. Here you can see, that's it. Now I will use the same over here.
If the snake dot direction not equal to the vector 2 of 0 comma minus 1, then same over here. If snake dot direction not equal to vector 2 minus 1 comma 0, just we need to create variables of vectors. So here, if snake dot direction not equal to vector 2 1 comma 0, that's nice.
So we have successfully done it. Here it is showing an error. That's it. When I run this, here you go, everything is working. If I left, that's the length is also changing, you can see that. Yes, the everything is nice. Now our final step of we know that now we have to create the scoreboard. Let I take length of snake increases to 1 every time, and here I will fill snake score and give it as length of the snake. That's it. I have to create the function score. And initially I take length of the snake as 0 equal to 0. That's it. Now here I have to create a function. I will create the function over here. Before I have to snake score font. Here you go, pygame dot font dot this font. Here I have to give the font. Let's say I am giving comments some, and let it be 35, and that's it. Now I will create a def score, and score in it I will give the parameter as score itself, then the value equal to score dot font dot render, and what should be seen as your score. So score, your score, and let me give some space and add string as my score true, and here dot pygame dot color I will give hello. That's it. We have done this, and it should be visible on screen. For that, screen dot bleach value and topmost position, so 0,0. We have done this. Here I have to give the parameter as score, and that will be equal to length of the snake. That's it, guys. We have successfully created a game. Here you can see, yes, we have done it. Here our snake game is ready. If you want to learn many more games, and if you want to learn the code, if you want many such games in this way, then you have to support our channel. Support this channel by sharing this to your friends, and you can also make many cool games. If you want to create a Snape Invader game, then go check in the description button or in the I button. You will get the playlist of how you can make a Space Invader game. Peace.